Welcome, everyone, once again to the Word of the Day podcast, where I, Jamie Silva, attempt to explain useful words pleasantly. Today's word is the noun blandishment. So let's go straight to the online definition, because I've actually always thought this word meant something different than it does, which is embarrassing, but that does happen sometimes. The real definition of blandishment is as follows, quote, a flattering or pleasing statement or action used to persuade someone gently to do something, end quote. Now, while this definition references statements and actions, I've basically only seen it refer to statements, so I'll stick with that usage here. Blandishment has kind of a negative connotation because there's an air of manipulation to it. With blandishments, you're not lying or even necessarily misrepresenting the facts, but you're certainly framing what you want someone to do in a very positive light, probably by exaggerating their skills or their niceness or whatever. But the alternative to using blandishments to get someone to do what you want is to straight up make demands, which is very unpopular and reeks of arrogance and ingratitude. Asking people to do things is hard, and drat it, sometimes in life, you have to ask people to do things. So, while blandishments aren't necessarily the best approach, they're probably not the worst either. Now to the examples. We've got a bumper crop of 4 examples today, because in my mind this word is cool enough to deserve it. The first 2 are examples of blandishments in conversation, but the word itself is not actually used. The second 2 examples will incorporate the word. And here to help me deliver these examples to you is yet another talented voice actor, Paul. Paul, thank you very much for coming on the show.
I'm happy to be here, Jamie, and you are right. I am quite talented. Example number 1. Wow, you are just so great at tax preparation, Eleanor. Super talented. Do you think you could take a look at my 2017 statement?
Example number 2. I've always said you're a friend in need, Stan. Someone I can really count on. Which reminds me, could you help me move on Saturday? I know you've got a truck.
Example number 3. A steady stream of blandishments failed to persuade Sophia's chocolate lab to catch a frisbee. While he did seem assured that he was a very good boy, pebbles just sat there as they flew over his head.
Example number 4. After some initial hemming and hawing, Archie yielded to the blandishments of the salesman. He did look better in the tailored Armani suit. Yes, indeed. A purchase was soon made. Well, that's it for blandishments and the word of the day for this episode. It's now time for another edition of the ever-popular segment Not in Stock, in which we discuss a great product that we unfortunately do not have available at present in our fabulous online store of Word of the Day merchandise, which you can access at wotdpodcast.com/merchandise. Paul, introduce us to today's product.
Today's product is a Speculate Ball, which is like a magic 8-ball, but instead of confidently declaring out of its mysterious insight what your future is sure to hold, it merely speculates, in a restrained and humble sort of way, about what could potentially happen.
That's right, Paul, and that recognition of its own fallibility is what makes the Speculate Ball so impressive. Plus, with the Speculate Ball, there are no hazy replies, because it doesn't have to be certain in order to toss out theoretical scenarios. We actually have the prototype of the Speculate Ball right here in the Word of the Day studios, so let's ask it a question. Speculate Ball, where will this podcast be a year from now? All right, it's thinking, and now the screen says, quote, who are we to say? Chance and destiny intertwine in ways no man can foresee, and all predictions are foolish in the face of the vast unknown. That said, your podcast, who knows, might be topping the charts. It could be the talk of the nation. Hordes of screaming fans could station themselves outside of your house at all hours of the day, removing any semblance of privacy or serenity from your life until you wish you had never set eyes on a microphone. Well, that's good to know, or, I guess, not know. Paul, would you like to ask the Speculate Ball anything?
I definitely have a question. Will I be a guest on your show again?
Okay, let's see here. More words are appearing, and it says, technically anything is possible, but, well, can we talk about something else, please? Sorry to hear that, but the Speculate Ball doesn't lie. It just speculates. What a wonderful gift, especially if you know anyone who is contemplating an important decision and needs some irresponsible and unverifiable speculation about the possible outcomes of choosing one thing versus another. And if you buy one today, you will get a special California Reply edition of the original Magic 8 Ball.
This comes preloaded with just 3 possible response options. 3 friendly, approachable, and weirdly contradictory answers. No yeah, yeah no, and yeah no for sure.
Well, that should cover everything.
Now, Jamie, is this in the store today?
No, unfortunately, I can't put these in the store quite yet, because I'm still checking with the Speculate Ball prototype to see what might potentially be the consequences of doing so. But the rest of the store is still there, filled with customizable Word of the Day merchandise, including some fine Word of the Day fridge magnets, which might not be as cool as the fridge magnates we discussed in a previous show, but they're pretty cool nonetheless. And once again, you can go to wotdpodcast.com/merchandise, click the link, and you'll access the store. That's it for today's show. I do, before we go, just want to let you listeners know that you're wonderful people, caring and thoughtful and perceptive people. And you know a good podcast when you hear one. And you're so generous with your time that rating and reviewing this show on iTunes would be an absolute pleasure. So thank you in advance for that, and thank you so much for listening. I'm Jamie Silva, and this has been The Word of the Day.